Hello friends, how are you? In the previous lectures, we discussed about the basics of nanomaterials, the properties of nanomaterials. Now you might be thinking about how these nanomaterials are prepared and how do you see these nanomaterials and how do you characterize these nanomaterials. Yes, today I'll address your questions. In this particular lecture, I'll discuss about the preparation of nanomaterials and their characterization by various characterization techniques. This is outline of my presentation. I start with synthesis of nanomaterials. In this, I'll discuss different bottom-up approaches and top-down processes. And after which, I'll discuss the characterization of nanomaterials. The synthesis of nanomaterials can be broadly classified as the top-down approaches and bottom-up approaches. To understand these approaches, let me take a simple example. Assume you want one Ganapati idol. You had two options. You can buy a stone Ganapati idol, or you can buy a Ganapati idol made up of a clay or a POP or polymer, etc. Here, the stone Ganapati idol is a top-down processed Ganapati idol in which from a big stone the unwanted parts are removed and ultimately they got the required Ganapati idol. That is, from the big to small structure was obtained. On the other hand, clay Ganapati idol is an example for the bottom-up processed Ganapati idol, in which the small mud particles assembled to get a required Ganapati structure. Now, let us correlate Ganapati idol to the nanostructures. Here, this figure illustrates the synthesis of nanomaterials from top-down and bottom-up approaches. Here, from these two processes, we are obtaining the nanomaterials of nanometer size. In the top-down process, we are obtaining the nanomaterials from a bulk material. This bulk material divided into small parts, and ultimately we obtain the required nano-sized materials, which is similar to the obtaining Ganapati idol from the big stone. On the other hand, in the bottom-up approaches, the small atoms are assembled to a cluster, and these assembly of clusters that leads to the formation of nanomaterials of desired shape and size. This is somewhat similar to the obtaining the Ganapati idol from the clay particles. The bottom-up approaches can be broadly classified as physical methods and chemical methods. In the physical methods, the vapors of the materials are deposited onto desired substrates in a vacuum chamber. The important physical methods are the laser ablation, thermal evaporation, electron beam evaporation, sputtering, and sophisticated molecular beam epitaxial technique. Now, let me elaborate one of the physical method of nanomaterial synthesis. I'll take laser ablation as an example. Here, this diagram shows a typical laser ablation arrangement. In this apparatus, we have a vacuum chamber. This spherical structure is what a vacuum chamber. This has been connected to some vacuum pumps. By those vacuum pumps, we can attain a desired vacuum. Here, we have a target material. The target material is the one from which we are supposed to obtain a nanomaterial. Okay, and here to obtain a vapor of the given target materials, we are making use of the highly energetic lasers, and these lasers are well focused one, and these focused lasers are incidenting onto this target, and resulting to that we are obtaining the evaporation of these materials. And here we have a substrates on which the materials to be deposited in nano size. The laser ablation technique that involves three major steps. In the first step, the vapor production by high power focused laser. Here, the highly focused laser is incidented onto this target material. Because of the high energy of this laser beam, the materials will be ablated. The materials will be evaporated from this target. In the second step, the transport of ablated vapor takes place. The ablated vapors will be transported in this direction, and in the third step, the condensation, that is deposition of these vapors onto substrate, takes place at a desired thickness. These ablated vapors are moving in this direction and they will be depositing onto this particular substrate. The thickness of the deposition can be controlled at nano size. Thus, from this laser ablation technique, the nanofilms can be easily obtained in a given vacuum chamber by making use of the laser as a incidenting energy. Similar to this, the different sources of evaporation will be used, based on which we have different physical methods of the nanofilm deposition. In the thermal evaporation method, instead of using the laser, we will be heating the material. In the electron beam evaporation method, we will be evaporating the material by incidenting the highly energetic electrons. And similarly, in different techniques, different sources of incidenting energy or a evaporation source will be used, and those evaporants are deposited onto the substrates of your requirement. Thus, the nanofilms can be easily obtained by these physical methods. In the chemical methods of nanomaterial synthesis, the chemical reactions are involved. During these chemical reactions, the nanomaterials are obtained in different forms. In these chemical methods, self-assembly is playing a vital role. The different chemical methods are sol-gel techniques, hydrothermal method, Micellar or inverse Micellar methods, electrochemical method, and simple, the spray pyrolysis method. These chemical methods are cost-effective techniques, and we can obtain the nanomaterials in a convenient manner. Now, let us see the top-down processes. The important top-down processes are the simple ball milling process and the sophisticated nanolithographic techniques. The ball milling involves a grinding of materials into extremely fine powders of nanometer size. It is simple, a grinding it is in a desired enclosure. On the other hand, the nanolithography is a bit complicated technique, a sophisticated technique. Basically, nanolithography is a process of imprinting, writing or etching a pattern in a microscopic level in order to create a nanostructure. The different lithographic techniques are optical lithography and particle beam lithography. In the optical lithography, highly energetic light is used to write or etch the patterns on the desired circuit or a desired material. On the other hand, the particle beam lithography involves highly energetic particles like electron beam or a focused ion beam are used to pattern the circuit. Thus, based on the material requirement, we can choose either a top-down or a bottom-up processes. Now let us see characterization of nanomaterials. As obtained nanomaterials are conveniently characterized, first of all we are supposed to see the surface features of the nanomaterial. That is, to look into the nanomaterial morphology, to understand the topology of the nanomaterials, we have different techniques. These techniques are scanning electron microscopy or transmission electron microscopy or scanning tunneling microscopy. All these techniques are employed to understand morphology of the nanomaterials, and these techniques have very high resolution. We can see the material of even 0.5 nanometer very clearly. The atomic force microscopy is employed to understand the roughness surface topology of the nanomaterials, and also this is used to understand the mechanical property of the given nanomaterials. Crystalline properties of nanomaterials are studied by powder X-ray diffraction method. From this method, crystallite size also can be determined. The optical properties of nanomaterials are studied by fluorescent spectroscopy and absorption spectroscopy. From the fluorescent spectroscopy, we can understand fluorescent behavior of nanomaterials, and from the absorption spectroscopy, we can understand absorption of electromagnetic radiation in the given nanomaterial of our interest. Thus, in summary, the nanomaterials are synthesized either by top-down processes or bottom-up processes. In the top-down processes, ball milling and nanolithographic techniques are involved. On the other hand, in the bottom-up approaches, some physical as well as chemical methods are involved. As obtained nanomaterials are suitably characterized by desired techniques. Thank you.